to a deck profile gozaru. Today, Murakumo gozaru. Hiya! Now, I apologize for that crappy intro. I just had to have a little bit of fun. Let's go straight into the deck profile. And of course, we're going to start off with our main unit, Zanbaku. We play 4 of it. It's kind of pretty self-explanatory why we play 4 of it. If anybody you don't know, if you do his combo completely, prevents your opponent from riding next turn during their next drive phase. And he also gains a nice power buff by calling a unit. Woo! For our support grade 3s, we run 2 Mandalord. He's basically, if you're going first and you see him, he's really good because he sets up your Excel circles, sets up 2 more units that are going to come out of the deck, and provides multi-attack. So he's really nice if you're going first. And lastly, for our grade 3s, we're running 3 Musashi. He's a great guy to have on an Excel circle or even just on a circle on its own because he's your push. If you check a critical trigger or anything and make him big, he makes sure that your opponent has to card at least 2 cards from hand when he's attacking. So he's a great way to finish your opponent. For the grade 2 lineup, I run 4 Fushimi. He targets the back row, but you're barely going to use that skill unless really needed. He's just nice because he's a 14k attacker if you have 4 units, or technically 4 rear guards. So if you put him on an Excel circle, he's a 24k attacker, which reaches those nice numbers that Excel needs. For the other grade 2s, we of course run 4 left arrestor for the Zanbaku combo. His skill is pretty easy because he also becomes a 14k attacker if you have another arrestor and you Soul Blast one for the cost when he attacks. And of course 4 right arrestor, the other part of the main combo. His is if you have a left arrestor and Zanbaku on your vanguard. When he's placed, you can counterblast 2, put a card from your hand, and your opponent cannot stand during their stand phase. So this is the whole combo, counterblast 3, and you stop your opponent completely in their tracks. For the grade 1s, I run 4 rat. Rat's pretty good early game when you want to just use 1 counterblast and just get some units on the board. Other than that, nothing else. I run 4 Amatsu Snipe. In my opinion, he's a really good buff card just because both Zanbaku and Mandalord call units from the deck. And even if you use Rat, he can be used, so he becomes a 12k attacker or booster, which reaches pretty nice numbers. And for the other grade 1s, I run 4 of this guy. Now I know other people run the grade 1 Mandalord guy, but for me this isn't really nice because if you have multiple copies of a certain thing, they gain power and it combos off, and even if you just make a column of this on its own, because of how it works, is a 20k column, so really nice. Now of course for the starter, like any other deck, we run with this guy, on ride draw, nothing new. But for the trigger lineup, of course we got 4 heals, and of course we got 4 perfect guard draw triggers. But for this deck, I've been playtesting a lot and changing up the triggers between the fronts and the crits and yada yada yada. I found the perfect ratio for me is running 2 more draw triggers and running 6 crit triggers. Now the crit triggers put a lot of pressure on your opponent, making sure that with the grade 3 that you got, that they really need to guard it. And the draw triggers of course are self-explanatory. This is an Excel deck. Your hand is going to suffer, so having that extra draw is really nice. So that was the deck profile. The playtesting I could do with my teammates and friends and my locals and all that. I got a pretty good feel about it since I couldn't go to ARG. But other than that, the deck performs really beautifully. I love it. You need that 3 counterblast to do the entire combo, and there's multiple ways to do it, of course. But other than that, it's a really good deck, and it's a really thick deck as well. So if you're playing against it, I am sorry. Other than that, if you enjoy Murakumo and you like what I did with the deck profile, you can see other deck profiles gameplay of it right here. Please subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. And I'll see you in the next one. Woo! I've done with my teammates since I couldn't go to ARG.
Instant regrets.